Today is June the 4th. You know what that means? It's time for another Star Wars review. Da, 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 na, 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 da, 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 da. Okay, so it's June 4th. That means it's time I get on to the next movie in my Star Wars series review. And today we are going to review my favorite Star Wars movie to date, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. So, the original Star Wars came out in 1977, and it was a huge hit, and it seemed like a sequel was impossible to top, but George Lucas said he wanted to do a trilogy to Star Wars, which is how Empire Strikes Back got made. And at the beginning of the film, again, I will go into full spoiler depth, so if you haven't seen the movie, and I know some of you haven't, please turn this off, go watch it, and then come back and watch the review. So anyways, the whole point of the film is, at the beginning of the movie, we see Luke Skywalker on the ice planet of Hoth, where he is attacked by a Wampa, and Han and Leia have a developing relationship going on throughout the movie. It's because Han knows Leia likes him, but she's denying the whole thing throughout the whole film. And then Han goes out and looks for Luke, and Han is such a badass in this movie. Like, when he gets on his Tauntaun, he's all like, "I'll see you in hell, yeah!" And then Luke eventually escapes the Tauntaun, and he goes back to the Rebel base, but, well, he doesn't really go back because he ends up all frozen from hypnothermia, but Han comes in, rescues him, slices a Tauntaun open, and puts him in to keep him warm. Kind of disgusting. And Darth Vader sends a little camera probe alien robot to Hoth, where it projects everything, and they find the Rebel base and they attack. So the Rebels go to war with the Emperor, and Han is still predicting that Leia likes him, but Leia proves him wrong by kissing Luke right in front of Han. It gets pretty weird once he discovers something. Yeah, I'll get to that next month. Anyways, they have to go find a new base because the Emperor found them, so they leave. And before Luke goes to... Anyways, Luke has this vision that Obi-Wan tells him about Yoda, and he has to go find Yoda at the Dagobah system. But before we see him do that, we get this amazing asteroid field scene where the Millennium Falcon's escaping a few TIE fighters, and it hides in a big rock. And when Luke gets to the Dagobah system, he bumps into one of the greatest movie characters of all time, Yoda. Yoda, oh my god. Such an incredible character. Frank Oz does great at playing the puppet effects for this character. And Yoda is very funny. It makes us care for him. And he teaches Luke great things. Like, he says a few great lines like, "Do or do not. There is no try." And the Emperor, while Han, Leia, C-3PO, and Chewbacca are hiding from Darth Vader, Darth Vader is learning about Luke Skywalker and that he destroyed the Death Star and he wants revenge. And it's revealed that Han and the group weren't hiding in an asteroid. They were hiding inside a giant space worm, also known as an Exogorth. Anyways, Luke has a vision that Han and the gang are going to be attacked, and he decides to skip out on his training, and he leaves. And when he leaves, Obi-Wan says, Ghost Obi-Wan says that he is their last hope. But Yoda says that there's another Skywalker, which leaves us all wondering who this Skywalker could be. Anyways, Han Solo goes to Cloud City with the rest of the group, where he bumps into an old friend of his named Lando Calrissian, and it's revealed Lando betrayed Han, and now Han is getting frozen in carbonite. And okay, Boba Fett. I have to talk about Boba Fett. Boba Fett is such a wicked character. Like, he only has 5 lines in this trilogy, but he's still awesome. What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me. Yes, you, my lord. He's no good to me dead. Put him in the cargo. It's just so cool. And, so Luke and R2-D2, they get to Cloud City, where Luke faces Darth Vader in an amazing battle sequence. Obi-Wan, taught you well. Just so cool. And before Han gets frozen in carbonite, he tells Chewbacca that he needs to look after the princess. And before he gets frozen, there's this very touching moment between Luke and Leia. No, Han and Leia. It's just so powerful, where Leia's all like... Leia says, I love you, and Han says, I know. That's just a very heartfelt scene, and I've watched this movie like over 1,000 times already, and that scene still gives me tears. So, when Luke faces Vader, there's like this very long battle where their lightsabers are going head to head, but then Vader ends up cutting Luke's hand off. Can this day get any worse? Oh, yes, it can. See, we get this very powerful scene between Luke and Vader that goes a little something like, Join me, Luke. Together we shall rule the galaxy. And Luke refuses, and then comes the big reveal where Vader tells Luke, I am your father. That's a very shocking ending. Like, it's so shocking to learn Darth Vader's actually Luke's father, but Luke decides to attempt suicide, but he doesn't actually end up doing it because there's this little thing that rescues him, and he contacts Leia through the Force to come rescue him, giving us that hint that Leia could be that next Skywalker. So at the very end of the movie, Luke gets his hand repaired, and that's it. That's the end of the movie. That's Empire Strikes Back. It's such... wow. I mean, I can't believe they would end it on such a massive cliffhanger. The Emperor eventually wins at the end of the movie. The bad guys win at the end of the movie. Like, Han gets frozen in carbonite, gets taken off to Boba Fett, Luke gets his hand cut off, and finds out Vader's his father. This movie kept audiences waiting 3 years to see what else they could get because of the fact that Vader is actually Luke's father, and they wondered why the chosen Jedi, like Anakin Skywalker, would turn to the dark side. And there's also this one part in the movie where we see the back of Darth Vader's head without the helmet, and it makes us realize that he's not a robot. He's an actual human being inside a suit. And the fact that Yoda convinces that there's another Skywalker leaves people wondering who this other Skywalker is, and it's a big cliffhanger. I mean, this movie is just so great. This is not only my favorite Star Wars movie, this is my favorite movie of all time. It's just so great. And if I had a rating higher than an A+, that's the rating I'd give this movie. But since I don't, Empire Strikes Back gets an A+. Yeah, I got that from Chris Stuckman. Okay. Anyways, come back next month for my review of Return of the Jedi, and then I'll give you my reviews for Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Force Awakens, and then Rogue One in December. See you later.